the Mayegu today. As the trade of words between these between different camps ahead of their 2027 charade, Amaechi, who has, the last 48 hours seems to be becoming more prominent on their TV in Nigeria. So he granted an interview after the announcement of the coalition, in which he called out Wike, said so many things that Wike had to call for a media chat. And in that media chat, he fired the coalition, said a lot of things and all that, and that of Amaechi. But Wike was not done. Somewhere in Abuja today, where he went to flag off a project, something they want to start. They want to start a project, and it was like a big party. Shitty man was there. Where Wike took the opportunity to, fire salvo again at this issue of coalition and Amaechi and his wife. So what now seems to be a complete, meltdown of Wike this evening. Wike went on to the politics today, where he also again lashed out at this coalition talk, as well as Amaechi and his wife. However, just yesterday, there was this clip that made it to the internet, where in his usual kind of like a self-indicting manner, Amaechi addressed what he called the reason why nothing will change in Nigeria. He said, as an elite, as one of them, they strongly believe that the people have been somehow like tamed, and no matter what mistreatment is meted at them, they will rant, they will fume, but at the end of the day, they will do nothing. He challenged Nigerians that if they want to free themselves from the grip of a few elites, then the right thing to do is to make sure that a revolution that is bloody, because people would have to die. So let me speak for him. We shall start from that this evening. So, brethren, please share the broadcast before you are fully settled. Amaechi speaking to you. And guess what? A lot of people actually agree with him. But would they do anything? I don't know. But this.
The elites of Nigeria are not a problem of Nigeria. We are not up to 20,000 elites that are stealing Nigerian money. Okay, no problem. 100,000 elites. But you have 200 million Nigerians that can fight 100,000 men. And then you sit down in your house and you're complaining and grumbling. What makes you think that the elites will remove their hands from stealing? If all you do is sit down in your house and grumble and organize one small lecture on how you're feeling. Who told you the elites don't know how you're feeling? They know how you're feeling. They know you're not happy. If they don't know, you will not see them in their girlfriend's house after 6 p.m. You know why? Because they are running away from you. They are scared. But you are helpless, not because the elites want you to be helpless. You are helpless because you make yourself what? Helpless. So why are we gathering here? What survey? No matter the survey you bring out today, the elites already know that I was once a governor. The moment I see robbery, kidnapping, I know that there is no money in the society. So Commissioner for Finance pay contractors, pay those who are owing. When you pay, what happens? He pays his workers, he pays these people who have suppliers who have supplied him goods. They in turn go to the market, they buy goods, they pay the tailor, they pay the doctor, the money goes around, and then the crime wave will reduce. I had that board in my office, I checked it regularly. Do you know how I check it too? By making sure I go to night parties. I'm not a night party person, but I go to clubs with minimal or no security. So I test if my life is under threat, then there is danger, there is problem. What's the problem? Economy. Okay, when you tell people, Tinubu, you say Tinubu was not elected by them. So what did you do? What did you do? The same elites who rigged the election are on the street. What have you done? No, for Christ's sake, until Nigerian citizens stop blaming the elites, nothing will change in Nigeria. Absolutely nothing. The next election may come and go, and somebody puts himself in power. You say, no worry, now it'll be only 4 years. After 4 years, he will go. He will come and say 8 years. Nothing will happen. In fact, if one madman comes and says, I want to do life presidency, you will do nothing. Absolutely nothing. Just pray that there is no madman that will come and say, I want to do life presidency. Because all he will do is send chief of army staff, IG of police, custom, everybody, and put his own men, carry gun, and you run away. Go to Bangladesh, right? The day they got tired of that woman, what did they do? They chased her out. Go to, is it Peru or Chile? Nigeria is the most docile society I have seen in my life. You're clapping for this. If we line up the thieves here now, you clap for them. You know, I told my wife I want to Jabba. If I want to Jabba, I won't Jabba like you people. They will give me official visa to come and stay in their country, any country. She says, no, I can't leave Nigeria. Because Nigeria is lovable. It's lovely. I mean, if you go back to when we were students. And the last time this country saw something that looks like revolution was when we were students, 1983 to 87. Who were the people that fought the military government? Not you. It's not you. NANS, National Association of Nigerian Students, ASU, NLC, they are dead. Imagine them arresting somebody who says he was NANS president. In our time, he arrests our president. All the universities in the country will be on strike. If we say tomorrow there is protest and you are coming from town in a taxi, a girl or a boy, they will first of all must beat you up before we talk about the government. So everybody must participate. Okay, so we pushed away the military. Clap for ourselves. Not you, don't clap yourself. I say clap for myself because I was part of it. And we brought in the politicians. The politicians have shown that they are worse than the military. The military stole money, but they were mindful of how much they were stealing. And they were not showing the public who were stealing. They were denying, were they not? They were not driving Jaguar. They were not driving Rolls Royce. Now they don't use 504. They don't even use ordinary Toyota cars that are official cars that we use. If you see their convoys now, brand new Mercedes-Benz, bulletproof because they know you are angry. Jaguar, Rolls Royce, nobody stops them, for Christ's sake. So what did you call us to come and do? The difference with what you're calling us and this is that while the politicians know that people are not happy, they don't know the number of persons. I did 92% or 98%. So all you can do here now that will be different for what the politicians know is that you put a figure to it. If you say it's a lie, tell a politician to go to Kaduna by night, alone. If he goes alone, he will go with a military-sized bulletproof car, bought again with your money. No. Can we please go home and think? Oh, we don't want to die. You mothers. Oh, my child. That is Professor Sam Amadi taught me in university when I read law. Please tell me, has there been any revolution without blood? Any revolution without blood is rebellion. Please check Bangladesh. Hundreds died. You kill 50 today, they carry the body, go and bury. The next day, early morning, all of them come out. When the woman saw that more persons wanted to die, what happened? She ran away. The same with Peru. Kenya. People stop inviting me to this kind of thing. Thank you very much.
Yeah. Like if that wasn't Amaechi, it would have been, as usual, one of the greatest kind of like speech, a call up or a wake up call, kind of. And people will stand up and clap. But he's the immediate past minister Minister of Transportation in Nigeria, right? So he's part of them. So he's literally saying he himself as an elite and others, they are not as many as those of you are their victims. And if you have to stage a revolution, always have it at the back of your mind that hundreds would have to die. So people have been responding to that since that video made it to the internet or to the social media. Some are saying that in that same speech, he spoke about having an opportunity to japa, in which we all know how that's sort of like a come by. Majority of them, your politicians today in Nigeria, they all have a dual citizenship. Some have lived abroad before they return back to join the gang. Others never really lived abroad, but they've stolen enough to buy citizenship for their children in all these Caribbean countries and so many other countries that they believe has given them the opportunity to relocate their families out of Nigeria. There is a handful of those elites with that mentality. And it is also right, you know, as crime increases in Nigeria, the sale of bulletproof cars, bulletproof doors, right, and investment in security skyrocketed in Nigeria. So the elite that brought about this, the political and others, right, that brought about this ruin upon Nigeria, which has now pushed millions into hardship, abject poverty. They are still being blamed though, right? That whatever you are facing in Nigeria, well, I mean, it is your own doing. If you are not willing to do anything about it, if you are not willing to die, to actually have something different, and that is not on them. So as things gets, I mean, number one, things gets worse because they continue the looting, the stealing, and the propaganda. So more and more people continue to fall into that poverty bracket. But rather than them to respond to it, right, they trivialized it. They divided the people, right? The same people they are governing, right? They divided them along the line of we versus them, or, you know, they versus them, something like that. So we versus you. And that has worked so well. Some said it is a divide and rule thing. But if you know it is a divide and rule, why do you keep falling for it? So Rotimi Amaechi and others believes that, just like you are witnessing now, that as much as a lot of you see them as criminals, right, they are still those pretty much like bold enough to put themselves forward in that corrupt, rigged system, which has now become let the best rigger win, sort of. And that is what they design as a democracy by these rogues. Now, a system that continues to allow somebody like Wike not only to be, you know, pretty much like power drunk. Yeah, that's the word, power drunk. But he's proud in that sense. He's living in his own world. But yeah, when you have a system that keeps producing these rogues, you should always kind of prepare for the clown show, the circus that it will create. You saw the part of with the Wike's response yesterday. on this issue of coalition, this coalition, that, because in his own way, he kept attacking the individuals involved and continued to tell Nigerians that are these ones you want to leave us for? He's banking on that though. Like, you can't leave us for these ones in a way. So it was somewhere today where they said they were flagging off, but they are flagging off 9 kilometer Bikini Con Road. The road they just want to start. And they already have this crowd party, all of that. And, he set the stage for himself. You know what I mean? Like, he wants to be the center of attraction. And they weren't responding on behalf of Betty Flumbu, at least so far. The meltdown took him to channels this evening. But let's start from this road show with Wike.
This is not the first road we're commissioning in Gwagwalada. When we came on board in August 2023, Your Excellency, you recall that because of the crisis then, we had to visit every area council to interact with them, and they told us what their problems were. One good thing in rural areas, we never sat in the city and said, go and do so road. No. We came here and the people said, look, this is what we want. What we call community participation in governance. Not sitting in our offices and people coming to beat you. Okay, there's one road I want you to give me to do. No. The communities decided. So we have done Pike Concord Road, 9 kilometers, and that has the commission. Today, the day we came here for the flag off, that was when I knew the importance of this road. Like the contractor said, everything had collapsed. I never knew that people were suffering to that level. And that's why I asked people. They say coalition has started 18 months ago. Mr. President had been in office 2 years. So you have started coalition when he was in office 6 months. 18 months ago, you started coalition. Meanwhile, you were in office for 6 months, you started coalition. When will you stop deceiving Nigerians? When will you stop deceiving Nigerians? Somebody came into office 6 months, then you started coalition. That the man has not performed 6 months, you started coalition. But you had opportunity to be Senate President for 8 years. You had an opportunity to be Speaker for 4 years. You had an opportunity to be Minister of Transportation for 8 years. You never made angry Nigerians to be happy. But people stayed in office for 6 months. You started telling people how Nigerians are angry. What other people, are you angry? I guess when we can tell me something. Hey! I guess when we can tell me something. If money follow, no follow for another. Yes, when we can tell me something. I have said, everybody show your scorecard. When I was a Senate President, let me show my scorecard. How did I help the people of Benue State? How did I help the people of Otubo? Is it my pride have cut out Otubo? Yeah. We are here. 16 days. We are showing our scorecard. This time is what it says, Operation Show Your Score card. God gave you opportunity to be in office to make Nigerians to be happy according to you. You refuse. Because you have left office, you are